Hey guys, so it is Saturday again, and for me that means airplane working day. So today I'm going to try to get all the false ribs finished up and possibly the plastic leading edge and maybe even the trailing edge. So stick around, let's have a little fun. Welcome to my channel. Around here, you want something, you got to build it. Follow along. Okay, so I got tape on here, this bar's prepped, everything's marked. I'm using the super glue method. This little gel stuff really works good. Basically all this does is hold it in place, and we'll come back with epoxy after it sets up a little bit. I never thought I'd be super gluing a wing together. It actually works pretty good. Okay, so I got all these tacked on with super glue. Now we're gonna let that set up and I'll come back with some epoxy and final glue them in. I'm considering doing the bottom false ribs. Let me know what you guys think of that. Does it actually make a difference or is it just for looks? I'm trying to save weight on this airplane. So if it's not gonna do anything other than looks, then I'm probably not going to do it. But let me know what you guys think of the bottom false ribs on this style wing. Go through a lot of these sticks. A little bit of this to it. Just stiffens it up. There, that's what you want to see. Why don't you just hang there? You can reuse these tubes about 4 or 5 times. And then it's time to throw it away. This is what you do. So we'll let that set up for about a half hour and then we'll smooth it out and take all the excess off. All right guys, I'll show you how to smooth this stuff out. It's just denatured alcohol here. If you're worried about your health, wear gloves. I don't because I can't feel what I'm doing. Just keep your finger wet, just push it around. It's had about a half hour now to set up. I'll just erase that. So the stickiness kind of gone. I usually start at the bottom and just work my way up. Okay, that's it for the false ribs. They take about 12 hours to cure. And for the rest of the day, we'll move on to something else. Stick around. So right now, I am working on the trailing edge. I was hoping to do this yesterday, but I realized I gotta get these made and installed first. Kind of forgot about that. Someday, I'm gonna build an airplane from an actual kit where I don't have to make all this stuff. But anyway, we'll get started with the trailing edge, kind of show you guys how it all works. So this is the first time I've ever used this brand. It came from Wix, seems okay, and give you guys a little show on how I do it and how it works. Show you just how simple it really is. Okay, so the first thing I do with this get it up there, kind of just set it in place. I pre-sanded the back of these ribs off, so I got the exact distance that's required here. And what that allows me to do is just slide it up. And I can mark the top, and I'll go down and mark the bottom. Okay, so once you got that figured out, just drill a little hole in the corner. Just get them close at first, and then I'll sand them to where we need to. So once I get it close, then I'll just take a file. Okay, so when you get it all done, all these edges should be nice and smooth. It fits on. That's what it should look like. If you sand a little too much, you will get a little gap like that. Fill it with glue. And we should 11 3/8 everywhere. There we go. That's how I do it. So I'm getting ready to glue this stuff on. You use the epoxy with it. Epoxy will not stick to aluminum unless you clean that dull finish off of it. And to get up inside, there's a little tricky. So what I do, I take an 1/8 inch drill bit and I spin a piece of Scotch-Brite up on it, put a little piece of tape on it, and kind of get right up in there. That works. Everything's nice and smooth and shiny up inside there. I'll clean it with a little bit of alcohol and we'll start gluing these on. Some of my methods are a little bit goofy, but they do work. Okay, here's a good question for you guys. Counterbalance weights. Should I go 1 or 2 per flap round? I see a lot of new planes nowadays with 2 on it. I have 1, so I gotta make one no matter what. So if I gotta make 1, I could possibly make 4 smaller ones. Let me know what you guys think on that. Guys, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of how to do this plastic leading edge. I just make a little wood block. I made this years ago that fits. Now this leading edge is used, so it doesn't fit real well. In order to fix that, you heat it up a little. this is pretty good. You can actually heat activate isol. Okay. Get rid of some of the excess glue. Tape it down. And you just gotta work with what you got. Okay, and then for the final step, you just make sure it's sitting flat. If you got a little bump, now is the time to take it out. That's it. Okay guys, this is a good spot to wrap all this up. If you watched all my other videos, I've showed you how to build these ribs, how to do the spars, how to do the flap-round brackets, the hinges, showed you how to build the entire wing. So now at this point, we've got trailing edge is finished, leading edge is finished, false ribs are finished. We got all the strut brackets, they're all finished. Fuel tanks have been cleaned out, they're finished. Got the hinges, they're finished. There's a couple other things I gotta do, small stuff. Do a little more varnish on these. Flap round, I gotta obviously strip all the paint off of it and start over. That one had a little dent in it. So I opened it up and popped the dent out. Now the glue is drying. So yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys liked this and followed along. Don't forget to comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on flap round counterbalance weights, 1 or 2. How about false ribs on the bottom? I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped some of you out on your builds. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.